Welcome to Weekly Sports Talk with Ed, second edition. So today, we're going to be talking about WWE Money in the Bank, the AEW women's rivalries that they got going on. Got some great storylines, and some of the biggest NBA moves. A little bit about the WNBA. And I'm getting this out late. Meant to report this yesterday, but getting it out today, Sunday morning. I start with WWE Money in the Bank. That's where the first thing was, well, not the exact first thing, but the first thing I'm gonna cover is Giannis came back on last night's Money in the Bank and announced that 2025 will be his last year wrestling. So he's confirmed that he's gonna be at the Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber at WrestleMania. And apparently in his press conference after the show, he said that he's gonna be wrestling from January to December and he'll retire at the end of the year. So John Cena's time is almost up. It's been in WWE for a while, since 2002, if I'm not mistaken. So 2025 is going to be his last year wrestling. Don't know what to expect because in the last few years he hasn't done much because he's been acting. But it is that time for him to retire. So hopefully 2025 will be a good year for him. He'll get a few wins. Won't have to be losing all the time. That's the first thing I wanted to cover when it came to Money in the Bank. Next, let's see. Talk about Tiffany Stratton winning the women's Money in the Bank match. That match was the best match of the night. Really enjoyed that one. It featured Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green, Naomi, Io Sky, Laura Valkyria, and Zoe Stark. All six women did their thing in this match. Really, I any feel like everyone except for Zoe Stark would have made sense to win just because she hadn't been built up as a winner for Money in the Bank, even though she's been in the last two. But I feel like most of the women in this match had a good chance. Then there was two batters in the ring at the end. Tiffany was on one, Chelsea was on one, and they had set up these two tables earlier, which hadn't been used. And Tiffany pushed Chelsea off the ladder. She went to the table and Tiffany started and winning Money in the Bank and became Miss Money in the Bank. And that was the match right before the main event. That was a really good match. I enjoyed it. Made sense for Tiffany to win. There was really no wrong options with this match, but that match was fun to watch. There was one spot where Sky, she did so good. She hit this one move to Zoe Stark off the ladder, and it pretty much took her and Zoe Stark out of the match. It was a cool spot. Uh, let's see. Next, Sami Zayn retained the Intercontinental Championship against Braun Breaker. It was a good match. I enjoyed it from start to finish. Thought Braun Breaker was going to win, but Sammy ended up winning clean, which surprised me. I have no problem with Sammy winning the match and retaining the title, but the fact that he beat Braun Breaker clean was kind of surprising. So it probably won't be Braun Breaker that takes that title from Sami Zayn. Still got Littlewood Carter, Ilya Dragunov, Sheamus, all of that Intercontinental title scene. Braun Breaker might want another shot at it, but you still have four quality opponents for Sammy in this run. And I don't know when he's going to lose it. Maybe at SummerSlam, maybe after that. But you still got some good challengers for Sami Zayn. This was a good match for him. And Braun Breaker didn't look good. He, he didn't look bad. He looked great in the match. It was just surprising that he lost this one clean because of how dominant he's been on the main roster so far. But this loss won't hurt him too much. Sammy is somebody established. He was the one that beat Gunther for the title. Braun Breaker did also pin Gunther in NXT, but Sammy beat Gunther at WrestleMania. So this match, it was great. Um, well, I'm gonna go to the main event, then go to the Drew McIntyre stuff. I'm gonna cover the Drew McIntyre stuff last. The main event was the Bloodline featuring Cody, featuring Solo Sikoa, Jake Fatu, and Tama Tonga versus Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. This match was fun. I enjoyed it, but the Bloodline, they really dominated most of the match. Had Tonga Loa on the outside, interfering when the ref wasn't looking. Had the ref get taken out twice, which allowed the Bloodline to take over. The Tonga Loa missed his cue on a low blow. Then he had to do it again. Finally connected. But with the Bloodline, it's obviously going to be interference. Didn't expect the ref bump in a six-man tag team match. You already got it on the outside. But I feel like everybody did a good job in this match, showcasing what they can do. Jacob Fatu looked good. Cody Rhodes, Cody Rhodes hit two crossroads on Solo. Was in for the third one. Then Jacob Fatu got stopped him. Bloodline would dominate this match. And the Solo Sikoa pinned the Cody Rhodes, the WWE champion, for the Bloodline to win. So this probably leads to Solo getting a title shot at SummerSlam, which he won't win, but he got to win here. Bloodline looked good. Uh, Randy, Kevin, Cody, they can afford a loss. It's kind of like last year in the Bloodline Civil War when Jay pinned Roman and he got the title shot at the next pay-per-view, but he ended up losing. And then, so to cover, still two matches I haven't covered because they both involve Drew McIntyre. That is the men's Money in the Bank, featuring Drew McIntyre, Jey Uso, Andrade, LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, and Chad Gable. This was a good match. I feel like I was surprised nobody interfered in this match because you got so many different storylines. But Drew, on Monday, he vowed to win Money in the Bank. And shit, that same night, this was the first match. And Drew accomplished that first part. He won Money in the Bank. But I don't, after what they did, I don't think he should have won it. So then you get to the World Heavyweight Championship match later with Seth Rollins, Damian Priest. If Priest wins, Seth can never challenge for the title again. If Seth wins, Priest has to leave Judgment Day. Having a good match. What I didn't like is how both guys kept looking back, waiting for Drew. Feels like they kind of ruined the point, them having urgency. Really good match. Yeah, Drew came out there, cashed in his contract, hit a few moves, made his triple threat. Didn't go on for too long, but it, like probably 2 or 3 minutes. Probably Drew went out himself with Priest. Then, then CM Punk appears. He attacks Drew, takes him out of the equation, beats him with a steel chair. Then Seth is still out because Drew had took him out. He's already beat up from the match. Then Priest spins Drew again this time. So Priest, Drew has lost the briefcase. And because of CM Punk's interference, that means Priest retained the title and he's still in Judgment Day. Drew lost his Money in the Bank contract, and Seth can't challenge for the title while Priest is the champion. Priest could lose at SummerSlam, we don't know. But not only did it make Drew angry because he wasted his contract was wasted because of CM Punk, but it made Seth angry because he doesn't get another world title shot. If CM Punk had nothing to do with this and Drew just cashed in, Seth would have been fine because he did the same thing years ago at WrestleMania 31 when he cashed in. But he didn't have to worry about nobody interfering in the match. That's why I think Drew winning it, it didn't make sense if this was the angle you were gonna go with. CM Punk could have just cost Drew during the match. It would have made a lot more sense. But I feel like overall, winning in the Bank, it was okay. It definitely could have been better. And then another thing with that match is when Drew came out, Seth was pinning Priest, and it should have been a 3 count. But the ref stopped counting, and either Priest was supposed to kick out or Drew's music was supposed to hit, and Seth was supposed to let go of the pin. That was confusing. But it was it was solid. Feel like the Money in the Bank and the World Heavyweight title match, that kind of bring it down. It's like it's just a waste at that point. Feel like he could have went other directions doing that. Next, I'm gonna go over some of the NBA moves that have happened recently. Uh, Malik Beasley went to the Pistons on a 1 year deal. They already signed Tobias Harris uh, not too long ago. Now they get Malik Beasley, who's a good 3 point shooter. They, they need everything. So got Tobias, Malik Beasley to pair along with Kay Cunningham. Feel like they should be at worst. They should be like the 10th seed, be the 10th seed in the East, be a playing team, low end playing team. That's all the Pistons need to do. Yeah, Caleb Martin, for Caleb Martin. Caleb Martin went to the 76ers on a 4 year, $32 million deal. The 76ers have been big winners of free agency. Have gotten Paul George, run back Oubre, extended Maxey, got Jerry McCain in the draft, got Andre Drummond to come off the bench, and now they just signed Caleb Martin for a 4 year, $32 million deal. So he's going to be solid off that bench for them. The 76ers, they're trying to build a contender, and they don't know how much longer they got with Embiid with his injury history, stuff like that. And they got some solid backups and pieces to pair along with this 76ers team. And they should, with this roster right now, looking at the rest of the East, they should be able to get past the second round. I'm really liking what the 76ers are doing. That's a great move for them, the agency. Miles Bridges got a 3 year, $75 million extension with the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, congratulations to him. I don't. The Hornets also traded for Devontae Graham, who's just going to be a backup to LaMelo. So I don't know what's. Charlotte hasn't really done much. Big congratulations to Miles Bridges. He's a good player. He deserves it. Yeah, that's happened recently. And then yesterday, last night, actually, DeMar DeRozan signed a trade to the Kings, 3 years, $74 million. Harrison Barnes went to the Spurs, and the Bulls ended up getting Chris Duarte, 2 second round picks. Didn't expect DeMar DeRozan to go to the Kings. I mean, now you got DeMar, Fox, and Sabonis. But I just looked at that, and where's the space? It's not like any of those guys are great 3 point shooters. So it's like, I don't know if DeMar is the guy that they need. You know, the Kings need to do something because they didn't do anything last off season, and they ended up not making the playoffs, which I expected because they didn't do anything. But now with DeMar, they should be in a position to make the playoffs, but they could still be like a 7 or 8 seed, end up in the play-in. For the Spurs, I don't know if they're gonna keep Harrison Barnes, take on his contract, or flip him. But if they do keep him, they have some good veteran experience to the team, which they didn't have a lot of last season. But that's just if they keep him, they could flip him because that is a lot of money for Harrison Barnes. And then Chris Duarte and 2 second-round picks to the Bulls. This trade is good for the Bulls because they're finally pulling it up. They didn't bring back Drummond. They traded Caruso. They let Demar go. Got some second-round picks and Chris Duarte back. I think Chris Duarte, he's a decent young player, but maybe he could develop. Maybe he can develop really well playing in Chicago. But I like that move for them. Yeah, all around. I think it works out best for the Spurs and Bulls because of the direction that they're going in. And the Spurs are looking to be a more competitive team this year. Definitely get some better experience in there with Wemby. All these young, you don't know how long Coach Pop got for the Bulls to finally get rid of some of these guys. Next, you got to get rid of Levine, Vucevic. But it's a good start letting DeMar go, getting rid of Caruso, letting Drummond walk in free agency. It's his team isn't competing for nothing. The Kings, they finally did something. Don't know if it's the best move, but hey, they did something. Uh, Sticking with basketball, Greece defeated Slovenia 96-68. And Giannis, he had 13 points, so Giannis didn't even have to do much for Greece to get that win over Slovenia. Greece had a few former NBA players. He had about 5 NBA players, one of them being Giannis, who's a multiple-time MVP. The only person on Slovenia got held was Luka. I tried to find the box for these games. It's just like you see a notification that tell you how many points they had. But Greece is moving on to the Olympics, and Slovenia is going to miss out. So Luka lost in the NBA Finals, and now he can't compete in the Olympics. That definitely would definitely suck to be Luka this summer because he had a chance to win the NBA championship, wasn't able to do it. Had a chance to go to the Olympics, wasn't able to do it because he lost the qualifying game. I'm not saying it's on him, but I'm just saying it's Luka who probably suck to be in this situation. But next, back to some wrestling, but on the AEW side, they got some great women's rivalries going on right now. I start with Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. This has been going on for a few weeks. And once I go to the athletes of the week, I'm gonna talk about them more. There'll be some tag matches, one-on-one matches, good segment, and it's no title involved in this. We did have a match in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament, but neither one of them have a title, and they're making it work. They used to be close friends, but Chris Statlander turned their back on Willow. They've done a great job building off of that. I feel like the matches that they've been in together have been good. Uh, so yeah, people talk about AEW and them not building stories, but I think they're doing a great job with some of the women. Then it's another one. It's just two. Well, it's another one. There's three actually, but the other one is Mercedes Monet and Britt Baker. Britt Baker came back at Forbidden Door after Mercedes became a double champion and stole a shine. Everybody was chanting for Britt Baker. Then on Dynamite, Britt Baker was Britt Baker was in the ring talking about her comeback. Then Mercedes did her celebration uh, towards the end of when Britt was getting finished. She had everybody come out so she could do her celebration. And they went back and forth on the mic. And Mercedes, she's the TBS champion and New Japan Pro Women's Strong champion. So even though they haven't had a match, they just had two interactions, I'm excited for what they do with this rivalry between Mercedes and Britt. Then the last one I wanted to cover, but I didn't write down was Tony Storm and Mariah May. They're really close right now. But Mariah May is in the Owen Hart of Foundation Tournament women's side. And whoever wins the Owen Hart's tournament for men and women, get a world title shot at all in Wembley Stadium. So Mariah May and Toni Storm, great friends over the past few months. But if and it looks like Mariah May is gonna win and get that title shot against Toni Storm. So even though they haven't hinted nothing at it, Mariah May is definitely looking at Toni Storm's title. She's coming after that title once she wins this tournament. Toni Storm, she's gonna have to watch her back. Yeah, those are just, and it's not a rivalry yet, but it will be once she wins that tournament. Because Toni Storm is gonna have Mariah May can turn it back on her at any minute. And if they have that match, it's not gonna be friendly when they do. And Mariah May might be the one to take that title off of Toni Storm. Those are some of the rivalries that AEW wants to talk about. And next, get into the last segment, the athletes of the week. Like I said, I'm gonna be doing this every week. First, let's start with the WNBA. Went with Kelsey Plum uh, from the Las Vegas Aces. So they went 2-1 this week. Kelsey, she averaged 27.6 points, 3.3 assists, 3.6 rebounds, shot 58.7% from the field, shot 59.2% from three, shot 92.8% from the free throw line. Kelsey Plum had a great week. She was very efficient. She was putting up, had multiple. Uh, she had a 30-point game this week. She had 34, and she had two 20-plus point games. And she was just all around. She was very efficient. She only missed one free throw. Shot almost 60% from three, which was amazing. Shot amazing from the field, just leading her team. Their one loss was in overtime. So I think it was to the Sparks, who haven't been that great this season. But Kelsey Plum had a great week, so I had to give it to her for the WNBA. For WWE, with Drew McIntyre, he had a record of 2-1, won a triple threat match on Monday against Ilya Dragunov and Sheamus to qualify for Money in the Bank. Then in the Money in the Bank match, he ended up winning. So both of those matches I thought were good. Really enjoyed the triple threat match. I think the men's Money in the Bank match could have been a bit. It wasn't bad. It was good, but it wasn't terrible. It was good, but I think it could have been better. But then he had the one loss when he cashed in, and the whole thing was CM Punk, and that was the one loss. But I think Drew, he had the best week for WWE superstars. Last for AEW, I went with Willow Nightingale. She picked up 2 wins. Now I didn't watch the collision because Money in the Bank was going on. So I didn't have time to watch collision, and I usually don't because it just comes on Saturday. Probably usually doing something around that time. But Willow Nightingale, she went 2-0, won. She had a tag team match at Forbidden Door. She teamed up with Tim Nakano to defeat Momo Watanabe and Chris Statlander for the kickoff show. It was a great match. Felt like it was one of the top matches that night. So back to the Willow and Chris Robbery that I was talking about. It was a good tag team match. Now, Tim Nakano ended up in Momo Watanabe. No, yeah, she ended up in Momo Watanabe to get the win for them. This was a great match. All four women looked great. Then on Dynamite, uh, Willow defeated Chris in the Own Heart Women's Foundation tournament. A really good one-on-one match. So that's just, like I said, moving on to the rivalry. So Willow picked up 2 wins over Chris in the last week. Both matches were good. We had to go with Willow. It was either going to be Willow or Will Ospreay, but I ended up going with Willow. This is the second week in a row where I've almost went with Will Ospreay because he almost won it last week, but I gave it to Swerve, and I thought about doing it this week, but I gave it to Willow Nightingale. Maybe he wins it this week. But that's all for Weekly Sports Talk with Ed. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know what you thought of all the things I talked about. Peace.